Good morning, it's Lisa with Soulshine, and it's morning tea with me. I've got my at-home mug, even though I'm on the go this morning doing some errands, but this morning I brewed raining cherries, so it's cherry-ish. Yes, I just made that up. And I added some honey for allergies and vitamin D for extra vitamin D today because it's another blustery looking gray day. So I'm off into it. So this morning I've already done so much, and it's only 8:30, and I have so much more to do for open house in 3 weeks. I'm excited. But this morning I wanted to talk about just being anxious. I don't want to focus on the portion of anxiety because I don't dwell in anxiety, and I know a lot of people do. So I can't really speak to anxiety, but I can speak definitely about being anxious. I think there's a difference. So I talked to my daughter last night, who was spiraling over 1,000 different worries and concerns and what ifs, and not having a finite plan in her life for the next few months and years. So that's just part of being a teenager and being a student. You just don't know. You just have to enjoy the moment. But anyway, and then coupled that with the fact that I've got open house in 3 weeks and all of these things in between that need to be done and advertised and reached out and ordered and tagged and all that stuff. It's all fun stuff. But both things with Maya and myself have the very grand potential of causing or creating an anxious heart. And I just wanted to talk about or add some tool belt tricks that I've learned with Maya and myself that help me to not be so anxious, so you can squash it. So one of the things I do, I've done for a long time, is on Sunday nights I make a brain dump, and it's all the things that are spiraling. I know as women we have that to-do list queuing constantly in our head, and we so often can't even be in the moment because we're constantly thinking 5 steps ahead of all the things that we have to do. Caulking the front window so it no longer leaks, power washing the deck. Like, there's 1,000 things that constantly speed through our brain. So on Sunday I do a brain dump, and I just get it all out. I just kind of like that Harry Potter thing where they take the thoughts and the memories, they just put it in the soup. That's kind of what I do with the brain dump. I just let it all out, and it feels better once it's on paper. Like, I'm not going to forget anything. It's already in a good place, and then I just have the satisfaction of checking them off. So that feels really, really good, and alleviates some of the anxiousness that kind of dwells and spirals. And another trick that I did with Maya last night is just to talk it out with a friend who can just, pinpoint the things that are crucial and not so crucial. Okay, you don't need to worry about this one, so let's put it in like a little virtual basket. Just drop it in there and know that it's still going to be there, and one day you're going to pick it back up. But today, in this moment, this little task or worry isn't as crucial as this one. So let's just basket that one for just a little bit. But talking through it with somebody really, really helps to kind of prioritize, because when you're on your own, it feels like every single thing is equally important. And it really, really, nothing is equally important. There's only usually one thing that rises at the top and needs to be done now. So talking it out, making a brain dump. For me, praying over it always helps, because there's so many scriptures in the Bible that say, be anxious for nothing. Well, then you should be, that means in the deep Greek, in the old school Greek, nothing. Be anxious for nothing. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. It's not, deeply interpreted where some things you can be anxious about and some things you can't. It says for nothing. So I'm gonna try and follow that rule of being anxious for nothing. And these tool belt tricks really help me, talking it through and making my brain dump and then just checking it off. It feels so gratifying to just take that pen and say, done. Next one. Just do one thing at a time. And then over time, everything will get done in its proper timing. And who knows, along the way you might find another tool belt trick that will help alleviate some other anxious thought that's on that list. Some other friend that has a better way of doing things, or a book, or a podcast, or some new revelation and wisdom that'll give you new insight on how to deal with one of your brain dumped items or basketed items. So I hope that helps, adding a couple little tricks to your belt on how to deal with anxious thoughts. Just squash them before they get too deep and too heavy, because then everything is overwhelming. Brushing your teeth and getting out of bed becomes overwhelming when you've got too much of a load on your back. So put it on paper, put it in a basket, talk it over with a friend, and pray over it. So hopefully that helps. And wherever you are today, whether it's sunshiny or not, I hope you know that I'm sending you much love, and I hope you have a most marvelous day. Love you much. Mwah, mwah, mwah.